Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, fighting out of the blue corner this evening, he stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. He weighs in at 156.6 pounds. Fighting out of Platte City, Missouri, please welcome Nick Radtka. His opponent tonight, fighting from across the cage out of the red corner this evening. He stands 5 feet 5 inches tall. He weighs in at 160.6 pounds. He's a homeboy from right here in Kansas City, Missouri. Give it up for Deron.
Referee Mike Anglin has the call for our co-main event of the evening. This fight is 3 5-minute rounds in the Shamrock FC lightweight division. Nick Radtka in the red shorts, Deron Carlis in the black. Quick touch of the gloves.
Radtka has a very big height advantage on Carlis. But Carlis is used to that. He's generally shorter.
Oh, Carlis with a big hand knocks Radtka down again, throws the big right.
Radtka needs to get those hands up. Radtka's hands are very wide and very low.
That does not bode well with someone with such heavy hands like Carlis. Carlis shucks him off.
Yeah, I think Carlis wants to keep this fight standing and use that power.
This is one of those situations, though, that Carlos's height works because he's able to get that head underneath the chin of Radtka.
Yeah, now that they're in close quarters, this is Carlos's advantage, being the shorter fighter.
Nice shot there out of Radtka, talking a little smack, but Carlis answers right back.
Both fighters are throwing hard, but neither's landing super clean.
Radtka's got to get his hands up, though. Big takedown there from Carlis, ends up in a guillotine, gets his head out, though. Now let's see how that jiu-jitsu of Nick Radtka works.
Yeah, he's working a half butterfly right back to full guard. Looks like Radtka might be trying to sneak that knee up possibly for a triangle.
Carlis has opened up a cut on Radtka.
Carlis is doing a good job putting a lot of pressure on Radtka, not giving him space to work for submissions.
Working that high guard here. Good top pressure here out of Deron Carlis. Radtka trying to work something off of his back. You're looking for the sweep there. Nice stop, though, there out of Carlis.
That was close. He didn't have the right knee all the way across the hip of Carlis, or I think he would have got that sweep.
Big hands out of Carlis. Radtka able to get up, though. Again, decent cage wrestling here coming out of Deron Carlis.
I'm curious to see the stamina of Carlis, who dropped a lot of weight, missed weight by 5 pounds. This has been a pretty grueling first round so far.
Almost hopping into guard there was Radtka. Drops down though.
Not enough action out of Mike England. He separates him.
Under a minute remaining here in the first round. Radtka going for the kicks here. Carlis answers. Radtka catches a knee, working that high single.
It's like he needs to.
He's got to trap that leg.
Now he's trying to switch off to a double. Little elbows out of Carlis.
Seconds left. Kansas City makes some noise.
Nice sweep out takedown there from Radtka. But looking here for a Kimura. Deron Carlis on the bottom trying to get that submission in. Ten seconds remaining in the first round. A lot of back and forth action in this one. How do you see this one so far, Kevin?
I'm going to give that one to Carlis. I think he controlled a little bit more of the round. Radtka came on, got a takedown at the end, but I think most of the damage was done by Carlis in the first 3 minutes or so of the round. I got 10-9 Carlis.
If you were in the corner here then of Nick Radtka, what advice are you going to give him?
I mean, I think Carlis is going to fade a little bit. I think the second and third rounds are going to be his rounds. You know, he got a takedown at the end. Maybe look for that takedown a little bit sooner. Put Carlis on his back.
Looking here at our Mattingly Lumber instant replay. Big takedown there coming from Carlis. Shucks him off. Lands some heavy, heavy hands.
All right, here we go, Kansas City. Let's get these guys fired up. Let's go.
Radtka runs over with a front kick. Oh, big shot to the body. That hurt Carlis.
Right, a front kick to the solar plexus of Carlis. Radtka needs to settle down and work for the finish.
Big punches coming from Radtka. Radtka now trying to step over. This is the first time we've seen him in top position. He's very high in that mount, though. Looking for an arm.
Yeah, kind of a three-quarters mount position. Nice elbows out of Radtka.
Nick Radtka dropping huge elbows. Carlis gives up his back. Both hooks in here from Radtka. Carlis stands up.
Radtka catches that rear naked as he was getting shucked off.
Steps over. Nice job there, though, by Deron Carlis to survive.
Radtka might be a little winded after trying to finish that fight. Radtka might have an arm bar on the right arm of Carlis if he would start rotating those hips.
Down to 3 minutes here in the second round. Deron Carlis in top position.
Radtka looking for that same sweep he looked for earlier.
Carlis has done well, though, in the top game position.
Yeah, both fighters have had their moments on top. Neither fighter's really been in danger of a submission from the bottom. Top position is where you want to be in this fight so far.
This also has given Deron Carlis enough chance to recover from that big shot to the solar plexus.
Yeah, absolutely. He's recovered. He's landing some good punches now. Trying to steal this round back as Carlis. If he can control the position for the next 2 minutes.
Little old school boxing of the ears from the bottom. Radtka out with a heel stomps.
Come on, man, you gotta work.
Again, looking for the sweep. Radtka is eating some heavy shots from the bottom, though. Big elbow out of Carlis.
Kansas City, make some noise!
Looking for a triangle.
Can Radtka get the submission? He's trying to lock it in. A lot of time left.
He's got it. He's got it.
He finishes him. He put
He's
him
out.
out cold. Nick Radtka with the finish. Put Deron Carlis out.
Beautiful triangle out of Nick Radtka. That was the first real submission attempt he threw up.
And he got it beautifully. Put Deron Carlis to sleep. Deron is still out. As we look here at our Mattingly Lumber instant replay, Nick Radtka locks it in, starts the crankdown, gets a tap, and as he tapped, we see Deron Carlis go to sleep.
And there was not a whole lot of room for Nick Radtka to finish that submission. He did a great job of finishing that triangle tight, push up against the fence.
A big win for Nick Radtka here. Both of those fighters searching for a win. Nick Radtka comes up big with the triangle choke finish. Let's send this one up to the cage to Stephen Bayer to make our co-main event official. A little talk back and forth here from the coaches.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a great fight. That right there is the Shamrock FC experience. Tonight's bout has ended 4 minutes and 14 seconds of the second round. Your winner by tap out due to triangle choke out of the blue corner, Nick Radtka!
Nick Radtka getting a much needed win here in the Shamrock FC cage via triangle over Deron Carlis. But coming up next, it is our main event here at Shamrock FC 310, and we will be right back right after this.